Good morning students. In the previous video we have introduced about the subject applied mechanics, so branch of applied mechanics and concept of rigid body, mass and weight and system of units. So next chapter is law of forces. So what is a force? Force is a push or pull which changes or tends to change the state of rest or of uniform motion of a body. Actually, this definition of force comes from the Newton's first law of motion, according to which a body remains in the state of rest or of uniform motion unless and until it is compelled by some external force to change that state. So then, characteristics of force. So characteristics of force mean the property by which a force is fully represented. So characteristics of force. Characteristics or elements of force. So the property by which a force is fully represented are known as characteristics or elements of the force. So the main characteristics of the force are: first is magnitude. So the quantity of force is called its magnitude, such as 20 Newton force, 30 Newton force, 40 Newton force, etc. Then direction or line of action. Direction or line of action. So the line along which the force is acting is known as direction or line of action of the force, and it may be horizontal, vertical, or at some angle with horizontal or vertical. Then point of application. So point of application means it is the point through which the force is acting on a body. Is it point of application? Then sense. Sense means whether the force is push or pull at the point of application, and this is shown by putting an arrowhead on the line of action of the force. So the arrowhead pointing towards the point of application mean push at the point, mean pushing force, and the arrowhead pointing away from the point of application is pulling force. So in the figure, the force is 18 Newton force is a pulling force. The 18 Newton is a pulling force and it is acting horizontally through the point C. Then units of the force. Actually, force, according to Newton's second law of motion, force, it is the product of the mass and acceleration. Force is the product of the mass of the body and acceleration with which it moves, and the units of the force are. So following two type of units are used for the measurement of force. So these are absolute units and second is gravitational units. So first, absolute unit. So the absolute unit of force in CGS system is dyne. In CGS system, the absolute unit of force is dyne. So one dyne is equal to 1 gram into 1 centimeter per square second. So one dyne is that much force which produce an acceleration of 1 centimeter per square second in a body of mass 1 gram. So in MKS system, in MKS and SI system, the absolute unit of force is Newton. So the absolute unit of force is Newton. So 1 Newton is equal to 1 kilogram into 1 meter per square second. So 1 Newton is that much force which produce an acceleration of 1 meter per square second in a body of mass 1 kilogram. Then gravitational units. So gravitational units are used for all the practical purpose. So gravitational units, they are based on the weight of the body. Actually weight of the body is a force with which the body is attracted toward the center of earth. So in CGS system, the gravitational unit of force in CGS system, the gravitational unit of force is gram weight. Is gram weight or gram force. So 1 gram weight is equal to 1 gram into 981 centimeter per square second. So 1 gram weight is that much force which produce an acceleration of 981 centimeter per square second in a body of mass 1 gram. In MKS and SI system, the gravitational unit of force is, in MKS system, the gravitational unit of force is kilogram weight. Is kilogram weight or kilogram force. So 1 kilogram force, this is equal to 1 kilogram into 9.81 meter per square second. 9.81 meter per square second. So 1 kilogram force is that much force which produce an acceleration of 9.81 meter per square second in a body of mass 1 kilogram. And 1 kilogram force is 9.81 Newton. So next is representation of force. So a force is represented by the two ways. So first is vector representation, and second is Gauss notation. So vector representation, so consider a force of 50 Newton acting on a body as shown in the figure. This is a body and force of 50 Newton is acting as shown in the figure. So to represent this force 50 Newton vectorially, so here the length of the line AB gives the length of the line drawn to some scale, gives the magnitude of the force. Length of the line drawn to some scale gives the magnitude of the force, and the arrowhead gives the direction of the force. So this is the vector representation of the force. The second is Gauss notation. So in Gauss notation, to represent the force, two capital alphabets are placed on either side of the line of action of the force, and the placing of the letter is done either clockwise or anti-clockwise. So consider, so this is a body and the force of 10 Newton and 50 Newton force are acting on the body. So according to Gauss notation, capital alphabets are placed on either side of the line of action of the force. So placing of the letter is done anti-clockwise. So then according to Gauss notation, then 10 Newton force is called AB force, and 15 Newton force is BC force. And vectorially, to represent this force, the line AB, 10 Newton force is represented by the line AB. So the length of the line gives the magnitude of the force, and the arrowhead gives the direction of the force. And the line BC, so the line BC gives the magnitude of the 15 Newton force drawn to some scale, and the arrowhead gives the direction of the force. So this is the representation of the force by vector representation and Gauss notation. Thank you.